Good afternoon. My name is Debbie Jacobs, and I wanted to do a chat or a live on the topic of depression and the holidays. Because everybody knows that it can be very difficult during the holiday season. And people might not be by family might have passed on, people might find themselves lonely, people might not have any place to go find celebrate the holidays, or don't have people to celebrate the holidays with. Yeah, there's a whole slew of scenarios that can make it harder during the holidays. But I think that the expectation that people, will be depressed, and almost sets the expectation that people should be depressed, and it validates them to be in their depression because you have all of these reasons that justify, being down. But that actually is not a very healthy way to approach the holiday season, because when things are most difficult is when we need to be our strongest and stay in our positivity the most, because our happiness is depending on it. It's like, we don't want to get sucked into the negativity that is, that we're experiencing. We need to keep ourselves afloat so that we can get through difficult times, managing with positivity, positive thoughts, instead of falling in to the abyss of negative thinking that could take us really down. That just being in our negative thinking is creating pain for us. Feelings of loneliness, feelings of invalidation, not good enough, nobody wants us. We can really do some damage to ourselves with our own thoughts. So yes, there is a difference, from things being difficult, but then we don't want that to trigger us into our own, downward spiral, where we almost give permission to be, in a negative place. Those are the times in our life where we actually really need to go into self preservation mode to maintain our happiness. Because our happiness actually helps us get through the difficult times. And I'm not talking about like, oh yay, I'm so happy I'm by myself, and yay, and nobody loves me, and I don't have anyone to hang out with. That's not happy. But you want to protect yourself during those times and say, I'm here. I don't have anyone. Yes, it sucks. But it could be worse. And I'm not gonna fall into a negative, thought process of how bad things are, of and start invalidating myself and driving myself, almost to suicide. I gotta stay, afloat and keep myself feeling good about myself, even in times of, challenges, even in the face of negativity, even in, the period of loneliness or whatever, because let me tell you something. Your alternative to staying positive is never better than staying positive. You want to stay on what's making you feel good about yourself. And you actually are using coping strategies. You're using coping skills to help you get through the difficulty. Because if you, weren't using coping strategies, you would be in the difficulty. You would be in the negativity. You would be in the hurt. And that by being in it, it actually just deepens the pain because you don't get out. So what I'm saying is that not only it's is it about getting out, but you don't want to get in. You don't even want to get in. You don't want to go down that slippery slope. You want to keep yourself safe, feeling good about yourself. And if you start to think negatively, stop and start focusing on what you're grateful for in your life, what you want for 2019. Compliment yourself, literally make yourself feel good about yourself, as if it was doctor's orders. because that is self care and self preservation. You have to take care of your emotional needs. And your emotional needs, that does not mean filling up with anger, invalidation, guilt, shame, whatever. That's not meeting your emotional needs. Meeting your emotional needs is keeping yourself happy and keeping all the negativity out. Out. Not welcome. Doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do you any good to feel bad during a period that you're already feeling bad. So you want to, go into self care mode. Comfort yourself, support yourself, soothe yourself, make yourself feel good. It's okay. It's okay for this holiday that I'm not going anywhere. It's okay. I can handle it. I have the maturity. And you know what I can do? I can focus next year on trying to set up a situation so I'm not in the same situation that I am right now. And that's a goal. I can set that for 2019. And try and be productive. Maybe you want to organize your shoe closet or something. Whatever, or just relax. Keep your thoughts positive. Self care. Make a nice meal for yourself. Rent a movie. It's not a big deal, but you do have issues in your life that you need to address and work on for your happiness, right? And your quality of life. And if you are struggling, because I know I did, I struggled a lot. After my parents passed away, I struggled big time with the holidays. But this is not an annual event for me to mourn my parents. You know what I mean? The holidays come, I have to honor their memory and be in grief. They don't want that for me. They don't. They want me to enjoy myself and my life and have my happiness. And guess what? They're in the grave. But I know that they are resting in peace when I'm happy, and when the family, because I have four siblings, when the family is in turmoil, they're not resting in peace. They want us all happy. You know. But you have to figure out ways to reconcile whatever's going on in your life that's creating upset. Start to kind of reconcile it and say, how can I be okay with the situation so I can be okay with myself? If I'm angry at someone, let it go. Anger is not more important than your happiness. Your happiness is more important. Let it go. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is how we let anger go. You don't want it. It's negative energy. It could lead to physical problems. And it's, it shoots your happiness in the foot. That's you shooting yourself in the foot. It's negativity, and anything that's negativity, can go really right in the trash. We don't need it. We do not need it at all. A positive thinker doesn't have negative and effective coping skills that are created by negative thoughts. And I will share with you that when I went through the healing process and I got rid of my negative thinking, they all went right into the trash. I didn't need them. They didn't do anything for me. And I was able to get rid of them and replace with effective thought processes that help me in my happiness and serve my highest good. So this can also be an opportunity for you to transform this sadness. I don't want to say it's a happiness, but just to being okay. You know what I mean? Just be okay. Just be okay and get yourself to a point, where you can interact with people, for your own growth and development. This is like a challenge or like a practice. Practice, not being in your pain and negativity, and see how it feels to go through the holiday season without depression, without sad, without conjuring up old memories or reliving the past or mourning people's loss or being sad because family's not near, or whatever your reason is to be depressed. Start creating new reasons to be happy. And also, to let go and reconcile all these reasons that you have, to be unhappy, because you have to recognize that all those reasons are creating unhappiness in your life. You don't want that. You want happiness. Stop focusing on the negative and start creating some positive thinking. And you can use this time to develop new ways of being that will help you down the road, because now you're going to have new ways of being and you're going to know how to be in the positive rather than in the negative. We cannot contribute to our own depression. We need to be a stand for ourselves, and our best coping strategy to get out of depression. We cannot allow reasons to validate the negativity in our life. Oh, this person, doesn't like me, so I have to feel bad about myself. That's not helping. That's hurting, and that is hurt, and that's ineffective coping skills. So basically, this can be an opportunity. If people are feeling low during the holidays, use it as a challenge. Challenge yourself to say, how can I approach this differently? What can I do to increase my happiness? I got to tell you something. It comes from you. It's all from you. It's not the holidays, it's what you're projecting. And if you're projecting negativity onto the holidays, you're going to live with it. And if you can project positivity, then that will help you through, the holidays, to at least not feel bad. We should not be feeling bad ever. We're human beings, and it doesn't help us to feel bad or to perpetuate that long term over every little thing. Because we all know that every little thing can create that. So we have to start using effective strategies to start transforming our unhappiness to happiness. And live our life that way. We don't want to live in the negativity. We want to transform the negativity to positivity so we can be happier and have more effective coping skills. So I just wanted to do a video because it is the holidays, and I know that people are like, oh, it's so sad and everything like that. Negative thinkers, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing, But I do kind of think that, it almost gives permission for people to go deeper into their depression, and that's what we want to avoid. It actually requires you to be stronger and keep yourself happy. Keep yourself focused on things that serve you, not what doesn't serve you. Gratitude, kindness, open-mindedness, and just kind of, I think everybody in our lives has had enough of the negativity, the unhappiness, the depression, all that stuff. It's time for happiness, and it's time to make positive change in ourselves, to accomplish, our happiness, especially during the holidays. And I'm not saying that you have to be like, oh, yay, it's the holidays, whatever. But you just have to be okay. They say it's not okay. It's okay not to be okay. But it actually is, it's okay not to be okay as long as you're okay. You know what I mean? So if you're not okay, then you got to address it and make yourself okay. And if you're not okay during the holidays, you got to get yourself okay. And then you don't have to be like in a Santa suit or something, but you have to be okay, and you have to be able to maintain your well-being. We all have that responsibility for ourselves, to maintain our mental health, right? And basically, the more that we take on that responsibility, the better we get at it. And then you start to challenge the mind and take it off of autopilots. So, all right, my name is Debbie Jacobs. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.